Yo, what is up, everybody? It's Global Study back with another video. This is our first real video, and today we're going to be talking about bearded dragons. We're going to teach you about what I'm going to do with Spike's Enclosure, which is my current bearded dragon, and a little background about them. And then I got a few videos on my TV back there that I could show you, but we'll save that for a little bit later. I got like one or two, maybe more, if I find more. And then, yeah, so bearded dragons are from Australia. Pretty popular pet past 20 something years, 25. Pretty popular pet. Kind of harder on the keep, on the harder side to keep. Mine likes to poop in his food dish, which really does not help me with the cleaning. But yeah, so I need to really upgrade his tank too. But they like to eat like lettuce, like not only lettuce, like salads, mealworms, crickets, insects. So they like to eat. They have a pretty good diet, like variety of diet. And then yeah, so they eat. So feeding them should not be a struggle. We'll go over that in a future video. But so what happens is, in the wild, when two males are near each other, one will bob its head up and down, the bigger one probably. If they're both the same, then yeah, we'll stick with that. And then the smaller one will raise its hand very slowly in a counterclockwise direction, saying like, I don't want to fight. Or if they're relatively the same size, they will fight. But one of them will get how they get their name is when they're stressed out, mad, anything. They will get a black beard. They're like beard under here, which I'll show you when I get him out. Will turn black and it'll puff out a little bit. So it'll be like a kind of like a lion's mane, except it doesn't go up here. It just is only like down here. I'll put a picture of it if I can anywhere on the screen. Never happened to Spike. I'm trying to keep it that way because I'm pretty sure it's not healthy for them. But I am gonna have to upgrade his tank soon. So now let's get to the tank part. I want to get him a bioactive tank, so it's like the wild habitat that they live in. So you'll get insects, plants, just stuff like that, and it'll all help to keep his tank like clean and stuff. It's gonna be good for only natural like kind of stuff in there. Any leftover food, really, the insects and stuff will eat, and this poop, insects and stuff will eat too, which should really help me with cleaning. As you guys know, they are not very easy to clean. And then you get some nice dirt and mixed stuff. So I think I might be doing that. My birthday's coming up, so might be getting some hockey stuff on that. For the videos, we have this one quick video up here that is of someone catching looking at a bearded dragon. And as I said, in their habitat, they're from like Australia, so they could be near the desert or near homes and stuff. But let me give you a quick thing of his tank. That's his tank right now. Yes, we do need a little upgrade, and that's him. It's very dirty right now, but that's Spike right there. I'll take him out after, and I'm probably gonna give him a bath later today. But yeah, so now let's get to the video.
Do you see what I say?
Thank you to Robbie Fishing for this video, by the way.
On this face post up here is the bearded dragon.
Bearded dragon right on the
The temperature's not very warm.
wire right
Happy
there.
for me to walk right over. That is an eastern bearded dragon. Look at that prehistoric
That's a
skin.
nice bearded dragon.
It looked really good. I'm only right here. If he was warmer, he would have run away by now. Like all reptiles, these guys are cold-blooded.
On that right there, yes, they are cold-blooded as all reptiles. So what that means is I'll also go into more depth in a future video. But what that means is the temperature of their surroundings is the temperature of their body. So humans are warm-blooded, a bunch of animals are warm-blooded, so that means like we kind of have relatively the same temperature, like body temperature, no matter what, kind of. Again, I'll go into future depth, but yeah, so basically the temperature of their surroundings is the temperature of them, so their tanks need to be pretty hot, which I need to actually need to get them some new light bulbs. So let's put it. And as you can see, he's a little tired because it's a little bit colder out, so he doesn't have any energy because his body temperature is low. It's like laying in the snow. Well, no, because you'll have the same. So yeah, so since it's very cold, his like heart isn't beating as fast, I'm pretty sure. Again, I'm going into more depth, but he's tired because it's colder out. If it's warmer out, he'll have more energy, and like he said, he would probably have ran off.
Which means they rely on the heat to warm them up. Now, bearded dragons like to get their heat from above, and that's why you see them sitting up high off the ground like this fella, soaking up some of the sun. Although the sun today is a little bit filtered by cloud. So bearded dragons like to bask. They get their heat from above to keep warm. That's why you often see them lift their front half up just as high as they can. Whereas,
which is also why, if you take a look at Spike's tank, he has a little thing right there, which he outgrew it, so we're gonna have to maybe get a bigger one. But that is why that was there, because when he was a baby, he would go on that, and that would be his go-to. So now let's get back to the video.
skinks, like the blue-tongued lizard, which is a skink.
Talk about them later.
Like to get their warmth, to warm their blood up from underneath. So a blue-tongued skink.
So that means like the bottom has to be hot. So if you're keeping them in captivity, you need a heating pad.
Really flat to the ground to get their warmth from below. And that's why, unfortunately, they end up run over by cars. But anyway, back to this eastern bearded dragon. The bearded dragons that we see in pet shops and that people keep as pets are called central bearded dragons. And this,
which is the one I have, which as you can see, they're very different. This one is like darker because it's an eastern bearded dragon. This one's a central bearded dragon that I have. And then you also have fancy bearded dragons, which are a little bit more orange tint. If you look up bearded dragons on Google, you can find really cool colors of them. It's really cool. I recommend to do it.
This is an eastern bearded dragon. And I will be perfectly honest with you, the only way that I know that is by the location. I'm down here in northeast Victoria. The central bearded dragons are closer to the centre of Australia, where it's a lot more arid and a lot
How they got their
warmer.
name?
There is a way to tell the difference, to tell them apart, but I'm not really sure what that is, to be quite honest. They're very, very similar. That's not their colour. A lot of people think the central bearded dragons, they look a lot redder. They do look redder because they blend into the background. This guy looks almost yellow.
So central bearded dragons are a little bit more red, but then you have those really, really red ones that really pop. They're really beautiful. Alright guys, sorry about that. Storage ran out and video stream we stopped. But I think what I was saying is that they got some really beautiful red ones. Again, look on Google, you'll find some really good ones. But
now that I'm closer to him, he's gone really dark. They change their colour like a lot of lizards to blend in and hide. So basically, the only way I know.
Which is why when Spike he used to have red sand, he'd be a little bit more on the redder side, and then he had like dark sand, that's what he's got now. He'd be a little bit darker, and then when he had the white sand, which we switched from sand, by the way. Again, we'll go over all that in a future video. Now he's a little bit more darker, so they like to blend in with their environment.
That he is an eastern bearded dragon is because of where I found him, near Wangaratta in northeast Victoria. Now this is the biggie, folks. Never, ever, ever take one of these beautiful little creatures from the wild and put them in an enclosure.
Because they already have their wild instincts. The ones that you get from the enclosure are probably born in captivity. So they kind of they don't have the wild instincts. That's why you also don't take captive bearded dragons and put them in the wild, because they don't know how to fend for themselves. So like goldfish, I know people put goldfish in ponds and they get huge. They get like, for a little scenario, they get like really big. Look it up again. That is really bad for the environment in the wild.
That is the worst thing in the world that you can do. bearded dragons make fantastic pets. They are central bearded dragons. These eastern bearded dragons are a lot more flighty. They never settle, they never relax, and they can become quite snappy and bite your kids' fingers.
In the wild, they probably might do that.
Dragons that we have as pets are bred in captivity. That is all they know. Being enclosed and held by people and patted and fed by hand, that's all they know.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
They
they're
just
such
do not know
great
how to
pets.
hunt.
To take an animal from the wild and put it in your yard as a pet is cruel on the animal, and it's not. They don't make good pets anyway. Imagine if you took a fox from the wild and tried to feed it and rub its belly like a dog. You'll never do it because it's a wild animal. It's the same with this fella. You'll never tame a wild animal. Bearded dragons face, they're awesome pets, but the best thing you can do is get them from a pet shop, central bearded dragons, get your wildlife license, and leave these awesome pets out in the bush, these awesome wild animals out in the bush, where they...
No matter what you think, the wild animals, they do like in the wild, and they will like, it is cruel to take them right out of the wild. That's like saying taking you right out of your house and putting you in like a little, like another house or something like that, and you have to stay there. Like with people you don't know, people you don't like. I wouldn't say necessarily people you don't like, because you might get to like them, but it's cruel just taking them out of your environment and stuff. It's not good. Don't do it, please.
Say it, buddy. I won't pick you up. He actually looks dead, doesn't he? He's hoping that I just walk away and leave him alone. Alright. See ya, buddy. I'm actually going fishing now to see if I can catch a trout and make a fishing video. You enjoy the rest of your day on this log, won't you? Awesome. How cool is that?
That is very cool. Alright, so that is the first video. I'm going to see if I can find another video for you guys. If I can't, I'll take Spike out and I'll do a little bit about him. I'm going to show you this next video about Howlcast. That is very quick. It's like 2 minutes. But just in case you guys didn't understand me, I was talking about like where they're from, what they eat, and the defense thing. I found a perfect video on that. Because I do stutter a lot on camera. So here's a quick video on it. Hopefully in the future I can get better, projector
In the
screen.
continent of Australia, you think of unusual animals right away, from kangaroos to platypuses to wallabies. They're all over there in Australia, it seems. But there are some that are not that unusual, just fantastic creatures. And one of them is Lagona Vidiceps, the bearded dragon. There's a number of different species in Australia, but the popular one is the dragon you see in front of you here that has dominated the pet world now for the last 20, 25 years. In their native Australia, they're inquisitive creatures that are easily inhabit areas where people are. They like to climb fence posts and look out to see what's going on. Males will dominate a territory and have multiple females as mates, and they're prolific breeders. They have up to 20 eggs at a time, and they dominate the landscape they come from. They're quick when they have to be to escape predators. They're extremely fast runners. For the most part, they kind of sit there and look out and see what's going on, animals in the wild. They're very fun and animated to watch. They'll eat a variety of things, from insects to greens to small pieces of meat such as rodents. Bearded dragons are largely protected now in the native Australia. They're no longer exported, which is very good.
That is very good.
Australia for allowing us to have some of them. But because
And that's also where the captive born bearded dragons come in, because it might say, oh, now the pet rate is going to go down. No, because breeders will still breed them in captivity. We just can't take them out of the wild anymore, which is really good. So like that is like really good.
to their prolific nature, they are now no longer hunted there, and they're free to multiply and grow in Australia without any danger of being threatened or by the pet trade or by confiscation. The bearded dragon gets his name, as you can see. The big male here is going to get a little territorial. First, he gets up on his front limbs, and if he gets really agitated with the smaller one in front of him, he'll do two things. First, he'll start bobbing his head up and down to say, I'm the biggest dragon in this area, so back off. And if that doesn't work, he actually throws out his throat. It turns black, and he puffs it out. It looks like a big black beard.
Put a picture, maybe, if I can find one.
The bearded dragon will do that. Every time an animal is reintroduced into his area, if he wants to threaten it, he will throw that beard out. Sometimes in captivity, they don't bother doing it anymore because they're so docile by nature, and he knows this other dragon, so he's not really doing it at this moment. But two males together, one will dominate the other. They'll say, I'm the biggest dragon here. If the other one is of equal size and equal temperament, they will fight. If not, the smaller one actually submits, and what they do is take their arm and they move it ever so slowly in a counterclockwise direction, and the larger dragon will understand that that's like the person saying, don't hit me. He puts his hands up and says, I don't want to fight. So they work things out together in nature. In nature, of course, they can disappear and run different areas. In a captive environment, they have to have that submissive language going back and forth between them in order to avoid fights in captivity. The bearded dragon, an Australian treasure for sure.
Thank you, Halcast. Perfect explanation right there. So yeah, basically, I tried to say everything he said, but I stutter a little bit more. So let's take Spike out of his tank and let's talk about him. Alright guys, this is Spike. He's an adult male bearded dragon. I got him 2 days after Christmas. Pretty good Christmas present. So here's the beard I was talking about, right under there. Ooh, good dot. As he said, I'm not gonna grab it because I don't know how he's gonna react. He's probably been working with bearded dragons for a while. But yeah, I got him a few days after Christmas, and this is gonna be our bearded dragon on the channel. And I'll show you the turtle in the turtle video that I'll have to get set up. It's gonna be a little bit different. But this is the bearded dragon on the channel, and as you can see, he's really showing that beard. Like, not showing it, but he has his like head up. Probably trying to look outside or something, but I'm gonna have to redo his tank because it is a little bit chilly in there. So we'll show that video to PetSmart probably, and yeah, this is Spike, the channel bearded dragon. As you can see, he's a central bearded dragon. He's a little bit on the lighter side. Pretty sure he's a central at least, Spike. Yeah, so this is our bearded dragon, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye.